Okay, so let's go check out on my last upgrade here, up here on my PC. All right, which actually makes this limited PC that I bought already already assembled, which means I did not build this PC by myself, and those limitations are now gone because of some things that I've done. So now, um, first, we went from 16 gigs, which technically was 15 gigs of RAM, and got up to 64 gigs. Now, uh, this did notice a performance increase. Okay, where I have noticed the loading time speed of loading the maps and the scenarios for Doom External or Eternal. Sorry. Okay, I don't know why I always say external. I do it all the time. So that has so loading goes from 0 to 100%, just like that, which is not just like that, you know scrolling from 0 to 100. If you ever played the game, obviously like my old PC that I did build, which had a $800 graphics card, that going from 0 to 100 was not a constant flow. It was more of get to 50%, pause for a couple seconds, get to 90%, and now we got a nice little wait, and then we finally get to 100%. But it was nothing to shake a stick at, meaning that it wasn't like I need to upgrade, because to me it was just the time frame of loading was fine. Okay, but as I got the new machine without the memory upgrade, the loading time was you know uh, a lot better, and I noticed it. Okay, and getting from 99, 0 to 99 was very quick, and getting from 99 to 100 was like instant. Okay, that part was instant, so I was happy. Okay, so even though this is my first PC I've never built myself, it was. You gotta understand, my last one the last time I did an upgrade on my last one was 10 years prior before I gave it away, and normally I will upgrade every 5 years. So we're talking about 10 years of technology that had a chance to, evolve, and I had no experience with it. So getting an $800 computer from Walmart, which is from Power PC, whatever it's called. Um, that, in fact, I actually have this running, so I can actually go look and see what it is. I thought it was right here. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. That's not where I got the information from. Cyber Power PC. All right, so yeah, I have to always look it up because can't, this just the way it's worded, it's just it always messes with me. I can never remember. So now, getting this for $800 has been astronomically a benefit. Okay, because first of all, my price tag of rebuilding a new machine was 5 grand. Yes, I'm not kidding, 5 grand, and I was going to pay for it. Okay, which I still am going to pay for it, but at this point, this so-called temporary machine does not have a temporary field. So upgrading the memory to 64 gigs. Okay, yes, I got recorded speeds lower than my previous 16 gigs. Okay, however, okay, though that RAM was tweaked in the actual BIOS, meaning that I'm sure it was overclocked, and not to mention the fact, even with the 1200 megahertz speed slower, okay, but with 64 gigs of RAM, all right, now I went from 0 to 100 even faster. The game plays even smoother. Okay, there was no uh, running around, jumping, and doing my thing. There was no skipping or pausing, issues that I was experienced before. Now, okay, so I decided to do a little test. So I decided, okay, to finally get my hard drive upgraded. And yes, all this is in a short period of time because these limitations is stopping me from growing. Okay, growing from the concept of now I can create VMs, so on and so on. So let's go take a look at what I'm talking about here. So now, originally I had 2 terabytes, 4 terabytes external hard drives. Okay, all right, and the 1 gigabyte or terabyte hard drive here. So that would give me what? 2, 3, almost 4 terabytes. Okay, obviously we're missing about 200 gigs here, gigabytes, but that gave me, yeah, about, hold on, 4, 5, 6, 7 terabytes. Okay, so, did I do that right? 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7. Okay, so I went out and I purchased an 8 terabyte hard drive, and I did not go SSD. Okay, because this is a means of just storage, and I had an idea that I was going to move all my games from here, because even with just Doom and a couple other games, this hard drive was maxed out. Okay, so that solves that problem. 2, alright, I already have 4 VMs sitting on this drive as far as the hard drive space. Not sitting on here, eating up my C drive. Okay? This 2 terabyte was a backup drive for the 2 terabytes that was on here. Meaning that this drive was full. I couldn't do anything else with it. Alright? So, with the 8 terabytes, I moved the backup for this drive over to the 8 terabytes, where the VMs are sitting. Okay? That allowed me to free up the 2 terabytes on this drive, meaning great. Okay, and this bad boy has this as a backup, meaning I'm using up 2 terabytes just for my normal data on a day-to-day basis that I do not want to lose. Okay, so with the 8 gigabyte purchase, and we gotta look at this because let's go back to the calculator. Alright, so originally I had 1 terabyte. Alright, plus the 4 terabytes, plus the 2 terabytes. Okay, that's what I originally had. But as far as free space is concerned, okay, this was maxed out, this was maxed out, and this, okay, alright, was getting full, but I still had, I think, 2 terabytes left. Okay, so that means with 7 terabytes, I only had 2 left. Okay, so now I moved the backup from here over to this drive. Alright, meaning that I went and got an 8 terabyte, and now, alright, I got 1 terabyte, or half a terabyte on the C drive. I have 5 terabytes on the actual 8 gigs. I got 2 terabytes here, and 1.5. So, think about that. I purchased a 8 gig drive, okay, 8 terabyte drive, okay, that took me from 2 terabytes of free space, okay, to 9 terabytes of free space. Now, here's the thing. Let's eliminate the external drive. Okay. Now remember, E and F were both external. Okay, and we're going to talk about that in a second. So, I cannot install games on an external drive with Steam. Alright, it doesn't like that. I mean, you can't even add it as a drive because of the fact that, guess why? Because anytime that link can be broken by removing that USB drive. Now, I don't know if Steam has changed that rule before, but still. So what I did was, okay, I took this external drive out of its casing, okay, and plugged it into the motherboard. This is plugged into the motherboard, and I only have one external drive for my files. All right. Okay, do you see the method that I did there? Okay, so now, okay, I am now starting to run like Doom on the external the 8 terabyte hard drive, which is great. Okay, now is there a difference in speed, loading time? Yes. Now I can get from 0 to 99% like that, but from 99 to 100, okay, you know that after it's loaded in memory, it is writing to the disk where I'm at and what's going on. Because it takes a good 15 seconds. Now, we're talking about going from 99 to 100 like that to 15 seconds. Okay? Alright? So you know it's writing to this hard drive. Okay? So, is that a deal killer? No, because the game itself, I cannot find any flaws still. No skipping, no none of that. So obviously the skipping and all that stuff was due to not having enough memory. All right. So now, okay, I have also solved my problem with loading PuTTY 4 times just by creating a batch file. Okay. So and there we go. Okay. All right. So my PC is now at the point where I can go and start my study in hardcore. I got 4 VMs running. Okay, yesterday to test that aspect out of the VMware. Obviously, and I even booted all 4 of those, knowing that this hard drive here, 8 terabytes, 8 terabytes, that's where it's at, was going to max out. Okay, now here's the thing. The length of that maxing out on the hard drive access 100% or rewrite 100%, whatever. Okay, it's there. It does slow the boot times of the VMs. Okay, obviously because it's getting maxed out, but it recovers. Okay, and I'm going to tell you, once your hard drive maxes out, okay, like that, VMware will just lock the hell up. Okay, but it recovered, and I'm talking about Windows machines, PC machines too. All right, now that means, guys, this so-called non-Kyle built computer has with a hard drive upgrade and a RAM upgrade is astronomical. Okay, this allows me to continue or start doing what I wanted to do without having to spend thousands of dollars of RAM and hard drive space on my 2 servers and doing all that because I can do everything I need right here. Okay, the only thing I have not done is load, which I need to go do that after this video, is get a USB hub so I can actually add in the um, um, network cards so I can bind those network cards to the physical virtual machine. So, guys, at this point, I am complete. All right. We're going to continue on with learning our Cisco technologies. Okay. We're going to forget that this delay ever happened. Okay. I appreciate all you guys' patience. It doesn't really matter if he wasn't patient or not because life gets in the way. That's just the way it is. Okay. All right. And you got life, career, and health issues, which I wouldn't wish on anybody. On top of that, still pushing your career in the direction you want to go. That's it's easy for life to get in the way because every scenario has its own problems. All right. So that's all I wanted to tell you. Give you the technically the last update about delays, and show you what I've done with my computer and how I'm able to get things up and working. There's about 4 PCs. Okay, if we go back here and take a look at our information here, in Task Manager. So with all 4 VMs, my memory, okay, will go from 19 to 30. All right, which is fine because I still got another 30 gigabytes of memory. I can actually run the VMs and play my game without an issue. Okay, the hard drive on E, which I believe was 8 terabytes. No, it's D. Okay, that will max out if I load them all together. So what we're going to do here is take a last thing before I end the video. I'm going to power this on. Okay, and we're going to watch the disk. Wait until the Windows. Okay, there's our spike. Now I'm going to start the next one. Alright, now, see, we're getting up there. So now I'm not going to go to the third one until these bad boys boot. Already, just 2 of them trying to boot. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Let's go ahead and shut that down. Okay, that might have locked. Let's go ahead and shut it down. And it recovers. There it goes. So now I'm just going to start this by itself. Wait till it boots. You got to understand when your disk is maxing out like that, okay, every multi-process that's running in the background, yeah, see, it's doing it again. Alright, it starts to slow down. It's a domino effect. And a lot of times it won't recover. And VMware, it can get really finicky about that. Alright? So as long as I got little dips like this from the 100%, I'm happy. Okay? Windows is starting to load. But as you saw before, the other Windows, the first time, it should have been booted to this screen already. But, okay, I had 2 VMs running. It did max out. Okay, when I did all 4 yesterday, oh my god, it took forever, but it did boot. Okay, so okay, so now we're booted. Now, what we're going to go into this machine here and take a look at its hard drive. Okay, and it is maxing out itself. All right, this is a Windows thing. Just give it a second to, and you can look at the 2, right? So this one's starting to recover over here. All right, and bam, there it goes. It's now all the processes in the background are booted. Okay, now we can now boot number 2. All right. Now, if you were working in a company, okay, and you were doing VMware stuff like this, this is a practice that you would do. Okay, you're not going to go in there and reboot, okay, 100 VMs, okay, at one time, and you're eating up the boot process, allowing the boot processes of each one of those machines to eat up your resources. Okay. Alright, so we're going to wait to 2 boots, and then we're going to end the video because there's no point of doing this 2 more times. Alright, you get the idea. Alright, so now, and there we go. Okay, it looks like it was locked, but it's not. It just, just be patient. And now it starts to recover. See that little dip there? I like that. Okay, alright, it's getting a little bit of rest. And here comes the second one. Alright. So I can live with this. Oh, and also, like I said, this is not a SSD. This is a regular SATA hard drive. Okay? And there we go. And now we go to our task manager. Take a look at that disk. Now, I'm not going to look at the disk every time. I'm just showing you as, from a video perspective. Okay, I'm just going to wait until it boots, gets into Windows, and then go load the next one. All right, but pay attention to this because, all right, this can cause a domino effect to give you a very bad day. Okay? All right? What do you mean there's no apps running? What's going on? There we go. Okay? Starting to dip. There she is. That's a good sign. Come on, baby. Recover. Now, this choppiness up here, very, very, very happy with that because it's not getting maxed out. I'm okay with 97% compared to 100% because 100%, man, it can cause you all types of issues. And trust me, I've experienced it. And there, it recovered. Now this one should recover shortly after. And there she goes. Okay, beautiful. All right, and then I would do the same thing on 3 and 4. Just from a concept, because once they're booted and idled, I'm fine. I'm not going to have any more problems with them. Okay, I might even sometimes keep this in the background just to pay attention. All right, but nonetheless, this is astronomical to my previous machine when I got it as is or as was because I could not even run one VM, okay, because there wasn't enough RAM. All right, and as you can see now, my resources has more than doubled. Okay, as a matter of fact, I mean, I'm not gonna try to do the math, but you get the idea. 16, 32, 32, and was 3 times, 4 times the speed or growth. All right, and like I said, getting an 8 terabyte hard drive, giving me 9 terabytes free of data. Okay, that was just a smart decision that I didn't even realize until after I bought it. I did the math afterwards. Okay, all right. So now you can see this VM is being a little pain in the butt, but then again, this could be a resource running in the background, which ain't many. Okay, because it's not like I have a bunch of software on here. All right, because it's just Windows clean. All right, so now let's. All right, and this is my update, and I will see you guys soon, getting back into the groove of things as we were. So until the next one, guys.